All right. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Ground control to Major Tom. Suryeol, Burnt Toast. CoolcatTerri. Come in. Burnt Toast.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
I was like,
Sorry.
you guys are all. You know how much that throws me off because you guys are so loud, and yet
We
I
were
was
all
like,
super chit chatty.
yeah, I'm like, where are you guys?
Well, we were just giving you a
I
chance.
know, I know. Okay, hello everyone. Are you able to hear us? Good, great, God, wonderful. I hope you can. If not, tell us in the chat. I have some very lovely guests today. We are about to begin episode 8 or 9 because I can't keep track. So,
Those are
okay, it
both
seems
numbers.
like
Additional.
those are all
Very good numbers.
everything looks good. All right, Shinra, thank you so much. And with that, let us begin. Um,
Hello.
you know, the cult initiation. No, welcome to the podcast episode 9. I want to say with the most lovely guest. Man, I'm like stumbling over my words
Wait,
here.
a lovely guest.
No, I'll tell you which one of you guys are lovely at the end. Okay, it's a game show. At the end, one person is
Ooh,
deemed
okay, so
lovely.
we
The
have
rest
to
of
actually
you,
behave.
yes, there's trial by fire for the rest of you. Burnt Toast TJ. Uh,
Hello.
did I actually put it? It's JT, isn't it?
No, you got it right. Burnt
Okay,
toast
good.
TJ.
Thank God.
Or burnt toast J or burnt toast or
Yes,
TJ.
CoolcatTerri and Suryeol. No, I make one spelling mistake each time. Each time. So
Yikes.
let's go around as we do. And Happy Mother's Day. I
Oh, you
was.
did spell it wrong. Actually, I'm not.
There you go.
Now
You
that
did.
pick it
You
up.
did get it wrong.
I will fix that as we talk. But so let's go around and tell us a tiny bit about your streams. I guess let's start with Suryeol.
Hi. Oh my God, you're putting me on the spot. Hi.
Yes, you. Unless just remember, you are being recorded
Oh
for
no.
prosperity.
Someone help. What do you want to know about me?
I want to know what your childhood best friend's name was.
My childhood best friend's name was Kira.
Gira,
Hi.
with a rolled G. That's great. Also,
Oh,
what do you?
Kira.
Oh, oh my!
Finish.
And what
Exactly.
what would you like if you were to pitch Gira now about your Twitch channel? What would you tell her? What would you entice her with to bring her on?
I would tell her that, I am the funniest person alive, to begin with. Easy. I have a very wholesome community that hates me, but I have a really good time whenever I'm streaming. And we're very LGBTQ friendly. Basically, everyone's LGBTQ. And we're here to pretty much make everyone feel loved and, have a good time and bully me so that you don't have to bully other people, I guess.
This
So,
is
yeah.
I love how did you just change your name, Burnt Toast?
No, my sister just texted me and said it's still spelled wrong.
I switched it back. Okay, fine. Burnt Toast.
No,
Introduce yourself.
It's a TJ, but there's just you added an extra T in there. That's all.
There's 2 T's?
There's 2 T's in the middle. There isn't 2 T's at the end. That's the whole thing. Is that it's just like toast, but then it's a J. It's like it's combining the name. TJ
It was the
with
capitalization.
word
Anywho,
toast.
pitch your channel, and I will
Yeah.
cry and fix all the things.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Burnt Toast. TJ. It's spelled as burnt toast and then a J at the end.
With the capital T. Who puts
There
a
you
capital
go.
T
You
at the
got
end?
it. Look at that. That's so fancy.
All right.
I stream horror, psych, thriller games such as Dead by Daylight and Resident Evil. 2 times a week on there, and then I'm the host of IGN Israel 2 times a week on their channel, and that's about it in a nutshell.
Yep.
That is lovely, and you always get good times. And of course, Burnt Toast has his audio modulator at the ready, so
Yeah.
he will end up doing that, I'm sure. And he's an awesome friend, according to chat. CoolcatTerri. Would you like to give people a small rundown of the loveliness that is your stream?
All right. Yeah. So it's CoolcatTerri. I've been on Twitch since 2015, so going on 6 years. I've seen pretty much everything that you probably could see on Twitch. See, I play a lot of different things, and mostly I do co-op for the most part. I'm not real big on PvP games. You'll catch me doing a lot of RPGs or racing games, things like that. Uh, People call me the rage queen over there because I do rage, and I get very loud, and I get pretty irate. But it's good fun and excitement. People get a good laugh out of it. They literally will find ways to get me to rage on purpose because they find it hilarious. So they go out of their way. So it's good fun. It's here. You can find me all over the internet, honestly, because I do a lot of podcasting. I co-host on a podcast on one podcast on Twitch called The Platform. I co-host on another podcast on YouTube called Good Morning Xbox, and then I have my own podcast called Just a Glimpse, which is on Spotify, Apple, and like Google podcasts. And yeah, and then catch me on like social media and all that good fun stuff. And then I'm also, not something to do with my Twitch or anything, but I also am attempting to make my own video game at the moment as well. So
Ooh,
I like to
awesome.
stay busy.
I want to hear more
Yes.
about that.
Yes. And I ended up, I was on one of these like podcasters finding podcasters site, and I found CoolcatTerri, and then I found her Twitch channel. I watched a little bit, and I was like, oh man, she's been here for a while, so it'd be very interesting to get her insight on Twitch as well. Um, though what was funny this week is I brought up a bunch of Nintendo news, and of course most of you guys are like not Nintendo people, so we're gonna run
Well, you
the
could teach us about Nintendo.
Yes, there's this thing.
Yeah.
Super Mario Sisters was a revolutionary title in 1990. Okay, so I have a couple of these Nintendo topics. Well, I'll start with one of them, and then you guys will just act as if you know what's going on. So,
I own
Well,
a
if it's something to
Switch.
do with
I mean,
Pokemon, then I'm in.
I mean, I do own a Switch. It's
Pokemon.
just
There you
it's
go.
a dust magnet, honestly, but I do own one.
a chick magnet.
No,
Is
it's
it-
a dust magnet.
Oh, okay. I've got it all wrong. So Nintendo this week announced they shadow dropped a game trailer for Nintendo Game Garage, where you can go in and make your own game.
I read about that.
Nice cover. I love it. This is great.
Thanks.
This is very
Go
believable.
ahead. No, tell me
Uh,
more. Tell me more.
Well, I mean, it's you know, I love Isnib. He's like Switch is a dust magnet. Send it to me. He's a good friend of the show, and yes, we
I mean, yeah, I can also take Switch donations. So if you don't want to have it, I have 4 cats, so my house is covered in dust anyway. So it's
Ooh.
not gonna change anything.
So the Game Garage is something similar to like Dreams. In fact, people are just deeming it Dreams, the PS4 game where you can go in and program your own game, and then give it to the to Nintendo for free. So there's nothing wrong with this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it
No,
all
it's-
done on the Switch though, or is it like
Ye-
something you can do?
No, it's
on a-
all on the it's all on the Switch. And they have little like faces on all of the like character. Sorry, all the like the controller, the joystick. It has like a face on it. So they're like, don't worry, it's cute. You know, everything you're programming is cute. Don't worry. This isn't,
Put a,
free
I
labor.
mean,
put
I'm
a
sold.
face on
It's
it.
cute. I'm
So
sold.
relatable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's honestly, if I was a kid, this would have been the greatest thing for me to learn, like programming with simple blocks that you can connect to each other. But we're going to see, I'm sure, things like with Dreams on PS4. You have people making new Sonic games and crazy stuff like that. Have any of you guys played Dreams or any of that stuff?
No, I think the closest that
played-
I've gotten to is RPG Maker, but that's about it.
Yeah, like I played, I think, the beta or early access version of Dreams. Pretty much all I did was like the demo.
I haven't played Dreams. I just sort of watched all the bootleg stuff where they made like fake Fall Guys and fake Rayman and all those things. But I haven't actually played it.
Yeah, have you seen the donkey video with Dreams? It's my favorite, one of my favorite videos.
I have.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite videos on the internet. Well, we will post it in the Discord at some point. Yeah, so it's gonna have a lot of very, very bad versions of popular games, and I'm very excited to play each and every one of them. I remember whatever. Watch the donkey video, guys. Watch the donkey video. So
Definitely.
yes. Another piece of Nintendo news, which you guys are very excited about, I've decided, is that Pokemon fans have been saying that
Snap.
they have been saying Snap. They have been enjoying Pokemon Snap, but they have been noticing, I think in England, that some of the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games are like bricking. There's something going wrong with the solid state memory in a bunch of those games. So this has been causing chaos, riots in the streets, and anarchy.
I've been in riots. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry.
Leading them.
I suddenly am worried, and I don't know why, because you said don't worry.
It's okay. Don't worry. We got it under control. We've kidnapped the president. We're good.
Okay, good. As long as that solves it. That solves it.
Possibly go wrong.
So I guess, any of you, how do you feel about video game preservation and having games last? I don't know. This is 5 years later, but I'm a dork. I want my video games to last forever, and I know that the companies don't care. So what do you guys feel about that?
Personally feel like you should be able to, like, I still have my PS1 and I have my Game Boy Yellow. I have all of that good stuff because those were a big part of my childhood. So like having the games and consoles last is the biggest thing because we want to go back to it.
Yeah.
And nothing
To a certain
beats
point.
PS1 games.
But then you get things like Skyrim that re-release 18,000 times with nothing new, and then what? Like that's not preserving it. That's just cash
No.
grab.
Oh, I mean that's
I
different.
mean, I still have on a shelf. I have like the original Game Boy. I don't think I'm ever gonna put batteries in it again. But
do you own batteries?
I own batteries. I have
I'm convinced.
the batteries. The
Yes.
batteries. I have many type batteries.
Then 9 volts, just like out of nowhere. Like what? Like what was it? Someone was really, really messed up.
You ever
when they named
test a
that.
9-volt battery on your tongue? I mean,
Yeah,
it's the only way to check if it works.
it definitely has a
I mean,
kick.
preserving them is only to like a certain extent. It depends. Like, are they can't support old games? I mean, what PlayStation's trying to do with the whole keeping the old library and you can still play it, reverse compatibility and all that stuff, it's neat. But how many people are really going to go play a 20-year-old game on a brand new console when you've got the new game that's come out? You have Returnal, you have the new Spider-Man. Are you really going to go play the first Tony Hawk game?
I'm offended. And yes, you
I'm
are.
offended as well, of course, because those games are classics. Those are what made the gaming industry. And that's something like, for example, I grew up with. So, like,
I did too, but I'm not playing Super Mario Brothers anymore or the Looney Tunes game from the NES. Like, I'm not going back to those. They've aged.
I mean, it's a specific sub community that plays it, and honestly, I guess you answered it yourself with who's playing Tony Hawk. I mean, they just remade it, and it sold pretty well, if I'm correct. So like people.
Yeah, but it's a remake. It's a remaster. The graphics are updated. The controls are changed so that they're a bit more comfortable with today's controllers.
I mean, how much did they actually?
They kept it original.
Oh, okay. So CoolcatTerri, would you like to weigh in on this?
Yeah, so when it comes to the Tony Hawk, yes, they updated the graphics, but everything else is original. They kept the original soundtrack, they kept the original
as much as
original maps, and they kept the original controls. They didn't change any of that stuff.
Okay.
They did add a little bit. You have the option if you want to add more to have more updated stuff, but they do have the original controls.
So if you had to pick between playing Tony Hawk 1 or 2, the remastered or the original, which one would be your go-to then? Would you be playing it on GameCube graphics or would you be playing it on the modern stuff?
I honestly didn't pick it up because I didn't want to buy it again. But that was me.
Do you still have it
but
on the GameCube? Is that like I'm not buying it again?
no,
Because
I had it on the PS1.
all right, so either way,
So
mean,
no,
like,
and I
yeah.
do still have the PS1 version. I'd have to dig it out of my closet, but I do still own the PS1 disc. So that's another reason why would I need to buy the game? I still technically own the game. I don't need to own it twice.
Also, it's Tony Hawk, right? So, would you rather play
Yeah.
Tony Hawk 8 or Tony Hawk 2? The answer is Tony Hawk 2. Would you rather play Would you rather play Cyberpunk 2077 or Tony Hawk 2? My answer personally is Tony Hawk 2. So, I mean, but I am part of a community, the retro indie community here, where we will dust off the old. Like I was playing Pokemon Snap on the original N64, right? I could play the new Pokemon Snap, and I do, but I was more willing to play that than I was gonna say BioShock, but then I'm gonna offend someone in the comments. Any of the modern games. Let's say a Fire Emblem. There, I can offend a different subset in the comments.
Then I also do feel like, because nowadays people are kind of pressed about like graphics, good graphics don't make a good game. Like when we look
100%.
back, into some of the most successful games with like the best storylines, they usually don't have that great graphics. Like take Minecraft, take Undertale, all of these games, they don't have fantastic graphics, but there are obviously some games like the Final Fantasy games that the remakes are exciting, because when they were put out, like Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 7, when they were put out, they had huge limitations to what the games can do and what they can look like. So, like, updating something like that and doing like the remake with better graphics and with what you can do with nowadays consoles is exciting. But then it doesn't mean that it's better than the original one. So, yeah. That's just what. So I don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. The storylines of fancy best-selling games of all time, like Tetris, have been,
Tetris
That's
has
a
a
sad story. I don't want to get into
storyline?
that. I'm gonna start crying. You
I don't
never
know.
played the story campaign mode on Tetris?
There's a story campaign.
Weren't they making
Who are
a
these
movie
people?
for Tetris? I think there was a movie getting made for Tetris.
I don't know about that.
I
Is there?
think they had a trailer and everything, but they may have canceled it.
No,
There
no,
was
there's
a
no
Tetris
trailer. There's got to be a fake
There's a
trailer.
trailer.
The story.
I want to see.
And you know
God.
what?
This is the most ridiculous thing ever.
The story with Doom, they don't actually do. I mean, look, someone can correct me with this in the comments, but the best story about Doom is that later on you discover that he's avenging his bunny that was murdered by these demons. The entire thing is him avenging the death of his bunny. Look it up. Look up Doom Bunny.
John Wick 3?
Oh, what?
I don't think so.
What's going with John
The
Wick?
original Doom
Yeah.
didn't even have demons in it. All right, so that doesn't make sense.
Fair enough. Let me pull it up. Anyway.
And then
Oh.
also, I also want to put out this comment regarding like older games and why preservation of those games should be like a priority. Is also to see the history of how game development has evolved. Because like when we look at like, is it Doom 3, which created like the first 3D looking kind of games with like, is it 8 bits or whatever it's, but like they had extremely pixelated games, but they still managed to do like depth into the games, and that's the first time that would happen in the history of games. So like there is so much in these older games that are important in my opinion, and we should preserve those for the younger generation so that they can
Should-
appreciate.
So with the
Not
same
I agree.
argument, should silent films be re-released now? Because they're the
go for it.
history of movies. No one's going to be watching them. I mean, people that were
mean,
alive when they
think they
came out
would.
aren't alive.
There's a-
Maybe
there's
they're
some
a lot
people.
of
I mean,
people who
most of the
enjoy silent
videos,
films.
most of the videos I watch on like Facebook or YouTube, I keep on mute because they're just they're better without all the crappy music they put on in the background. So I watch
It's
them on
very
mute. They're
different.
doing better that way.
It's very different
No,
than
but,
putting
like,
on like
I have a lot of
Keystone
friends
Cops.
who
I don't think
actually
people are going to be
watch-
watching
You're
that.
watching a video on with no sound. Same
and,
thing.
and by the way, we just got a couple more people in here, so thank you so much. And I pulled up Daisy's wiki Doom page, just to I want to just bring up this Doom Bunny thing very quickly. In the classic Doom, the rabbit's head is shown at the end of Episode 3, Inferno, in a docile setting, resting in the sunny field, whatever. And if you read a little further, it says you fight demons in Episode 4. As it shows at the end, Doom Guy holds the head of the bunny in his hands. I'm paraphrasing there, possibly stating that Doom Guy avenged his pet rabbit, making Episode 4 Mission of Revenge. It is a possible. This is
John Wick.
It
sounds like a fan theory that they're just running with, honestly.
Well, he is holding good question. Nothing was really known about Daisy. This is from the Wikipedia. This is not from myself, but
this is Pocket's personal notes on the Doom Guy.
Pocket, the author of Doom Wiki.
He has a lot of fan fiction.
Like, I'm not saying it's not in the game. I'm saying, I feel like it's a fan theory of trying to explain why it's in there.
Why there's a bunny in there.
Yeah. It could be. I mean, it's the only true story. But no, I'm kidding. I just.
What do you mean? Doom has extremely interesting story. There's a dude who shoots monsters, and he shoots some more.
That's true.
Deep.
There is a guy who shoots monsters in Doom.
It's so deep.
I've seen it.
Honestly,
I've seen it.
I probably would have enjoyed the original Doom movie more if it was about a bunny, but The Rock
agree. Really undersold it.
I agree. It may not be as forward. It may just be a fan theory, but it's the only fan theory that's canon. No, I'm just trying to save myself here a little bit. So the PlayStation 5. He's doing the Lord's work killing demons. You're right, Solsta. The PlayStation 5 is a console that is amazing for playing PlayStation 4 games, and apparently there's Returnal on it. I don't know much else about it, except for that it hasn't been in stock for forever. Or it's been in stock and then... Yeah, so the news on that apparently has been that Sony is considering redesigning the console so they can get more product out there. So they can make more money. Well, sorry, yes, obviously so they can make more money, but so that they can beat these scalpers.
But yeah.
They'd probably blow the difference in R&D, though.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're redesigning anything, you have to... There's a lot of testing involved, I can imagine. Yeah, it's...
Because I think Xbox, they spent over $1 billion just in R&D on just designing the controller. So, I mean, if you're going to redesign your whole console, I mean, you might as well just keep what you have because you're not going to be making more money. You're just spending it.
Now, feel free to educate me on this, but is the new Xbox controller very different than the older versions?
I thought it wasn't.
It's very different.
Really?
It's very different. I mean, it looks... Here, I have it.
Like the PlayStation one looks significantly different than the older one.
But when you look at, let's say your DualShock, 1, 2, and 3, they look pretty much the same. But they're different. It's the same. It's the same concept. It looks kind of the same, but there's so much different stuff going on with this controller that when you play between the two, you notice.
Okay, so is it like a feedback thing? Is it It's like what? Because I've got my Xbox controller over here. And I remember seeing the mock-up, and it didn't seem like it had anything different on it, so it must be just a tactile thing.
It's very different. I mean, just for like the outside, you have it's got a very nice grip. It's not like that real smooth surface that the last one had. This one actually has grip.
Okay.
There's even grips on the triggers.
Okay.
They're not
these
smooth.
are just glossed.
Those are gripped.
Yeah, these are just glossed.
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, these are nicely gripped.
That PlayStation crap out of here.
Bringing out our controller.
They did a redesign on the D-pad, which is really important because
the little D-pad is
one
not
of the most
great.
important things. And the D-pad is one of the things that Nintendo and Sony both screw up all the time. They do the wrong kind of style D-pad.
Nintendo's
which is bad because Nintendo has the #1 fighting game, with Smash Bros.
And I believe,
and then Sony has all the fighting games, with Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And the D-pad's the #1 thing you use, and they keep failing on the D-pad.
Well, I guess 2 notes on that. You don't use the D-pad's set to taunts primarily for Smash. But I agree. Anyways, there's so many other things, and also, I believe Nintendo invented the D-pad, But that I'm gonna have to double check because I don't want to be wrong.
I don't think so.
The D-pad. I've
Don't
got
think so.
to know.
There were a lot of other consoles with controllers before Nintendo, so
Yeah, but
They
most of
had
them.
the first patent. Yeah,
Uh,
you're right.
Was it right? Was it right?
They had the first
Yeah.
patent on it.
Cross-shaped
Boom!
D-pad.
Sega named it the D button.
Okay, because most of the consoles before then had phone keypads. They had like numbers or the like the Atari joystick or paddles, the weird things. But yeah, Nintendo was the big one to embrace it. There must have been before that a couple people doing it, but they with the NES they ran with it. But anywho,
But I feel
Speaking
like
of
this might
Donkey
be
earlier,
very
he
similar
literally
to the
just
whole
did something
situation
about the
on.
controls.
1 second. Both of you guys were talking,
ahead,
and now my
yeah.
brain scrambled.
Sorry.
Do you want to go, Bird Toast? You want to
No,
go
you go
first?
ahead. No, I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
thank you. Thank you. I just think like with the D-pad discussion is probably very similar to like who invented the light bulb. There were
Right.
probably multiple companies who are working on a similar design, and it's just based off of some older designs that someone else put out and then patented. So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's always a bit tricky to say who did it. It's just whose name is on the patent.
for sure.
Patent?
But
Patent.
it is good to know, like
Yeah.
good to think about as well that like before then there were a lot of people who were thinking that you would use like 9 keys on a number pad and like a joystick to control
I
video
mean, look at the
games.
Nintendo 64 controller.
Oh yeah, and like the Nintendo
I
64.
mean,
Yeah, they like got their
we'll put a
patent rejected
thumbstick
because
over here. We'll put
yeah.
a button over there. Could attach a couple more buttons if you want. Expansion cards forever.
Whatever, man.
Design.
Yeah, man.
Design.
Like the only controller to be designed off of bananas. Like really. Like what was?
Had a whole bunch of them at once.
Yeah, like it's not just one banana. No, that would be sane. Oh man. So yes, there's haptic feedback of some sort. Probably similar to something like PS5's DualSense, or whatever it is.
It's not going to be the same as the DualSense because they're going on a different level
Okay.
because even the DualShock for the what was the DualShock 4 or whatever they called it, they had like the whole sound feature built in.
Yeah.
So Sony's been playing off of that. So Xbox doesn't do that, but no. If you are familiar with the Xbox controllers and you can tell the difference as you're using them.
Yeah, I remember when people were raving about the 360 controller, and I missed that like entire generation, and then I tried the Xbox One controller. I'm like, oh my god, why am I playing on the 360 controller ever? Like this thing is dope. So now
The reason I went Xbox versus PlayStation, I like first console that like I bought was a 360 versus the what was it then? PS4, PS3, PS4, PS3.
PS
It was because of the
2.5.
controller. I didn't like the PlayStation controller, and the Xbox controller just felt like it was sturdier and it fit in the hands better. It was a bit more ergonomic. I don't know if that would be the right word for it. I don't think any controllers are super ergonomic,
Some of them
but
are.
it just sort of felt better, and so I decided to go with an Xbox over a PlayStation. But for me, the difference between the Xbox 360 controller and I think this is the Xbox One controller, I didn't feel like there were any major differences. Maybe the vibrations were a bit better, the triggers were wider and stuff like that,
Wait,
but
with the 360
nothing
and Xbox One?
significant.
They changed the D-pad on there.
Mm-hmm.
The D-pad is a different design, as well as you may have forgotten, but the 360, when you first got the controller, had that huge battery pack in the back that your
Yeah.
fingers couldn't fit.
Yeah,
So they
that's
changed
true.
that design as
Yeah,
well.
no,
Oh,
so that's
man.
like built
Yeah,
into it
for some
a
reason
bit
they didn't-
better.
Yeah, for some reason they didn't get rid of
Before-
using
yeah.
batteries.
They got rid of the tumor that was on the back of the controller.
It's not just a tumor. I don't know. The batteries don't work in my controller, in my 360 controllers typically, and I have like 7 controllers that I'm trying. So, anywhu,
Did you ever use a Mad Cats though? I mean, talking
I have
S tier.
I will tell you, I have in the other room a wireless controller for the PlayStation 2 that's like a Mad Catz controller that's filled with liquid, blue liquid. And it is the weirdest thing. I found it at a used game shop for like $3. And like some of the liquids like already been it has been already evaporated, but it works, and so I was like so excited to try it. I played for a bit. It works fine. It's a wireless PS2 controller, so like
The
think about that.
waterbed of controllers.
Yeah, it really is. And then like I was playing with it for like hours, and then it started to leak onto my hands, and I was like, what was I expecting? What was I expecting here?
Sony,
to
can you
happen?
bring back this kind of design?
Yeah,
I would like that for my PS4, please.
I've got to just make a video about that one controller. Anywho,
Am I the
alas.
only one that doesn't have old consoles still like hooked up, plugged in? I mean, I have a working
yeah, I don't
NES, but I
have
don't have
mine
it plugged in.
I mean, that's pretty
I don't
And
have
impressive.
you're
mine
out here
hooked up
using a
plugged in.
wireless PS2, like yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
I
course,
don't have
obviously I have my
anything but my
PS2 plugged in.
PS4 plugged in, but
Wait, am I the
do
only
have-
one here with a waterbed controller? Am I the only one?
well, hey, I got
Yes.
the dance mats for PS2.
Oh
I got
yes,
2 of those, so fantastic, amazing, best purchase of my life.
yes, best purchase of my life. The dance pads for the GameCube. They can work on 3 games.
The running pads for the NES.
Oh
running
yes,
game.
we have
Excuse me,
the.
hold up.
I've got a couple of the keyboards at home for the NES. The like actual piano keyboards.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
you learn piano on them.
Yeah. So we've got a couple more really cool topics to go on. Past the news of the week, which we may get into a little bit more of that, but we wanted to talk a little bit about one. That is Twitch, IGN, and Burnt Toast's origin. But I guess should we talk about Twitch first? Suryeol likes Twitch apparently. I've seen it on their channel. They're there a god awful lot. They're on
Twitch
the
is
internet a lot.
okay.
Yeah. But one of our friends, today we have Coolcat, and Coolcat's been on Twitch for how many years?
Going on 6.
6 years, and like just being
Indeed.
live for that many years, it's just how has the adventure been? What have you learned from all this? Suryeol probably has other fun questions to go with this.
Yes, tell me
what-
everything.
Tell us about your adventure.
Well, back when I got on Twitch, a lot of the stuff that people that are getting into Twitch now that they have didn't exist. So things like, first off, like Streamlabs didn't exist. Stream Elements didn't exist. All right. The affiliate program didn't exist. Okay.
OBS.
All your little, the Twitch extensions, all your special little, your BTTV and FZZ, emotes didn't exist. All right, so you got to go wait, so you had to learn how to do things and how to stand out without all these tools. All right, so that is something that I feel getting on the Twitch now. You have so many tools. It's easy because you have everything right there. So if you want to have something funny pop up on your screen, it's right there. You got click of a button, you got it. Back when I got started, you didn't have any of that stuff. You had to put in the extra effort to find ways to do things like that. So it's been a ride seeing all these new things come in and see how people use them differently and things like that. But at the same time, it's like, man, the people that are new, you guys got it so easy. You guys got it so flippin' easy. Because I do see it, not with everybody, but I do see where some of the newer streamers they'll complain about the affiliate program, and I'm like, you guys don't even understand how good you got it. You gotta stop, complaining about how it's so hard to get 50 followers, and I'm like, dude, calm down. All right, wait until you have to try to meet your mark to hit partner, and then you have something to complain about. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a bigger grind.
Oh my god!
But no, it's just. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, the affiliate, for me, the affiliate thing was a great tool for them to add. I'm grateful that they did that because, back when I was streaming, you literally could have streamers that were averaging over 50 viewers, and there was no way for them to make income within Twitch. They had to use, at the time, it doesn't exist anymore, but at the time, the big thing was Game Wisp. So you would go and you would use Game Wisp, and that was how people would get their revenue, for like
Are they gone?
They're gone. Yeah, they're gone.
Wow.
to get your subscriptions that way is you would link your Game Wisp, and the people would sub through Game Wisp, and that's how you got your money because there was no affiliate program back then.
I used Game Wisp for the longest time.
Yeah,
I've
and
never even heard of that.
I've never,
Yeah.
I've never, I,
Yeah,
you
no, you
know,
could do subs through them.
I've been on Twitch
Yeah.
a long time, since December, and things have changed. things have drastically changed since I came on.
yeah,
I think
it's
they
been
The
huge.
metas.
No, I'm telling
Yeah,
you, like
so-
the meta changed. I think before I came on, they didn't have as user friendly a emote page for you to upload emotes, and now since I'm here, they've added an easy to upload emote page. I don't know. There's not much that's changed.
I've been on Twitch since about the same time as Terry, and I remember I met a very close online friend of mine by being in a stream, and they had the chat on screen, and there was no background behind it, and it was just sort of floating over the video. And I'm going, how did they do this? And I was just wrote
That
in
was
chat
high
like,
tech.
how do
That
you
was
have
high tech.
chat on screen? And this one guy goes, hold up, go to my channel, I'll show you. And then he did like this little stream where he showed me, and Better Twitch TV was brand new, and they had like this chroma feature, and you would change it and it would go to green, and you'd chroma out the background. And it was like the crazy thing, like my first stream, OBS was barely even a thing. Like I was doing it in Adobe Encoder because it was one of the only ways you can encode and send it out. Like, and it was this whole process to learn how to. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, now you got like Streamlabs OBS and all that stuff, and you literally just push a button. I want alerts. I want on-screen chat. I want this, and it's like yeah, it's literally just one click away now.
Until it breaks your computer a little bit. Like I had to move over to regular OBS to do things, and now I have hotkeys to do things, but they don't work. You seem to have a real setup, Burnt Toast. You have I need to figure out all your voice changing, your entire
It's all
whatever.
hardware stuff.
It's all hardware
plug
stuff.
and play at this point.
Fair
It
enough.
used to be
How
much
did-
more complicated where you had things on like I had everything set to a numpad. Okay, numpad
Yeah.
2 is echo, numpad 3 is robot voice. Like
Yeah, that's actually what I have. I have
I used to do the voice changer stuff too. I used to do it. And it was fun. It was fun, but then I'm the kind of streamer because Twitch is a lot of monkey see, monkey do. So once you do something cool, everybody else wants to do it. So I'll do it, and then once I see a lot of people within my circle doing it, then I stop doing it.
it's no longer
So-
cool.
now I got to think of
Can
something
I
else.
ask you guys a question regarding
No.
like
Yes, you in the front.
because you guys said that like when you started Twitch was completely different. It was so much harder.
It was
Now
so
it's
much
just
harder when I
basically
started.
you go to slobs, you click a button, everything's served to you on a platter. I say that because I use slobs myself. And everything's just like given to you. You don't have to understand anything. You're just like, okay, I don't know, go live, I guess. But how do you think that like the making Twitch and live streaming, making it more available to like people who are maybe not quite as dedicated to learning all of the technical stuff, how do you think it has affected the kind of value of the content that's on the site? What do you think about that? Like, how do you think it's changed the
Different-
streamers and everything that they're putting out
with
on
different barrier to
Twitch?
entry.
Yeah.
It depends on the individual because when it comes to streaming, it's about how much how much effort you're gonna put in. You can have all the tools in the world, but if you're not gonna put the effort in to do anything with it, that doesn't do anything for you. So it really comes down to the person. Because even I see people that have the same. Sorry, the mail just showed up.
No, it's fine.
I see the people.
Hello.
I see people making the same quality content as they did before the tools existed. Because they, either they don't want to use the stuff, they find it gimmicky, or they see, or they might not want to learn how to use the stuff. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. We have a special
or-
guest.
or what is it? One thing that I'm all for using the tools,
Yeah.
but don't use too many tools.
It's fine.
One of the things that is kind of a pet peeve of mine, as kind of like a veteran on Twitch, is a lot of times newer streamers, they kind of have like their eyes go everywhere. They're like, "Oh, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool," and they want it all. And then their stream gets so busy and confusing because you have too much going on.
Yeah.
You less is more. Find a couple things you like and run with it, but don't be a kid in the candy store when it comes to your stuff because it gets so overwhelming because then you don't know where to look, And then because there's so much, you kind of tune it all out.
Yeah.
So then you just have a lot of stuff on your screen, and people just start to ignore it because it's so much. It's overload, sensory overload. So don't do it.
Yeah, I totally get that. I came in, I'm like, oh man, my friends have all these different things. I'm like, I want very few of those. But now as I slowly inch into it, I get bored of what I have, and I'm like, well, I want to keep adding random things. But luckily, I'm not adding more visual flair everywhere. I added a rewind button that I have to fix because the hotkey didn't work. Rewinding gameplay is quite fun. I don't know.
It depends also sort of what you're into. Like you're talking about like the lower barrier of entry. And it's like it's great that it's easier for people to get into it, but it also sort of depends, like you said, on the person. If you want this higher production quality, then you're going to invest in other things. You're going to invest in different transitions and things like that rather than some cool overlay that everyone's got or a new pop-up or a voice effect or something like that. There are other things everyone's going to find sort of their unique thing. Like for me, I like the different transitions between scenes. I like there's on OBS there's a move transition where the cameras are actually moving. It's not just a fade in fade out kind of transition.
Yeah, and people can look forward to my stream where they can have bad gameplay and very little redeeming qualities.
Exactly. There you go. And like, just like no personality. There's people that there's an audience for everything.
There's an audience for everything.
Yeah, if you have no personality, someone's gonna want to watch that. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Just get in a hot tub.
I've tried.
Just accidentally do jumping jacks.
I don't understand how you stream from a hot tub. My laptop fried last time I did that. That was a very expensive stream.
You've done a hot tub stream and I wasn't invited?
You're across the country!
Well, I don't see that as a problem.
You're even past the... Yes, you're in a different time zone as me. You're in opposite time zones. I will wake you up at 4 a.m. for my hot tub stream.
Yes, please.
And it will be dedicated as an apology.
I already have an alarm set.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got my phone ready. So, are we talking tonight?
Not tonight. I'm busy. Tomorrow morning, actually. Well, oh, right. That means tonight for you. No.
Exactly.
Oh man, hot tub streams.
Or you can just get into a hot tub now.
I wish I had a hot tub. My friend had a hot tub in his backyard, but I guess in the middle of New York City, he discovered that his whatever. I mean, this is just a random aside, but he discovered that he was in the central hub for the electricity for the building, and he was friends with the super of the building. This is in the middle of Manhattan, so he found a way to have them modify his outlet, because you need a special outlet in the U.S. for hot tubs, because it is a higher, I guess, voltage than something like a toaster or something, right? It's like your washing machine type of deal. You need a bigger electricity. Anywho.
Don't combine the two.
don't combine the two. Right. He ended up like because he was friends with the super, he was able to in his backyard in a apartment building, right? So he had this like small private area, put a hot tub in, and he was my hero. He was my hero.
In Manhattan.
It was crazy, and of course he paid flat rate. So I tried to get him to mine Bitcoin as well. It didn't work out. This was a while ago. He would have made all the monies
in the hot tub.
In his hot tub, making Bitcoin. Yep.
Hot tub Bitcoin stream.
I was just thinking of getting like a kiddie pool and putting it on my floor and just being like, "Hey, hot tub."
That's pretty much what some of them are.
Exactly, that's what most of them are.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I'm gonna get the water out, so.
You don't have to.
I haven't even. I don't even know if I haven't even seen any of the hot tub streams. Maybe I'm the weirdo here.
I have. They have bananas.
Oh, they have bananas?
They're like massive bananas.
Yes.
How do you
banana floats?
Do I have to do a hot tub stream, or can I just have that massive banana?
No, you need to be in a hot tub and then sit on the massive banana.
That's not cool. I mean,
no, it's just how it goes. That's Twitch etiquette.
How do you find them? Because I remember there's an article, and it wasn't able to find them because I was like, Twitch is getting rid of these streamers incredibly quickly. I noticed that they got rid of them very quickly.
Hot tub streamers is like
What?
the meta.
Hot
What are you
I don't know,
talking
maybe
about?
Gone.
Okay, so
They're
I
gone?
They're going away.
I didn't notice. I don't know. I was like, this
After all
is
my
hilarious.
subs went.
They took them and they ran. I thought we had
God.
something.
That's where my money is now.
Are they banned? Is it not allowed?
I mean, yes,
don't-
it's not allowed. It's well, I believe the official thing is that if it's hot tubs in themselves are not banned, right? You sitting and not having a shirt on is not banned. But if it's sexually suggestive, then
Jumping jacks, be right back. Screen.
So if
got
you
it.
can't have the banana,
you
you
can't.
can't have the banana.
Yeah, they're like if you play the line, you're gonna get banned basically, because sexual content is indeed banned on Twitch.
Now.
I love in the comments over here we have I've seen some hot tub streams, but it's a little foggy. That would be the heat of the hot tub itself
Chidum.
dissipating. Yes. If you have any
Skylink
comments?
asking the right questions.
if you have any
Sorry,
questions or
Pocket,
comments.
please.
Oh, sorry. Suryeol?
Please don't ignore Skylink's question. Is there still a VOD of your hot tub stream? Or...
You know, you just missed it. They hold those VODs for about 30
On his
days.
only pockets.
And 60,
That's the
was it
only
like
VOD I
90
wanna
days?
see.
90 days?
It's
It was
on
90
the
days
only
ago.
pockets.
Onlypockets.co.uk. I love how everyone in the chat is just like, yeah, I saw a hot tub stream before. Which is a great topic. Is there anything else you think you've noticed from Twitch it changing in the past 7 years?
I mean, from what I know from before I was a streamer,
Yes.
like there's always a way that this kind of suggestive sexual content will find its way on Twitch because there is a market for it. There unfortunately is a market
Yeah.
for it.
They ban hot
Even though there
tubs.
shouldn't.
Like
It doesn't have to be hot tub streams. It
Yeah.
can be workout streams where you do jumping jacks for every sub, or it can be you doing squats or whatever. There's always a way
I think if
to
they
kind of go around it because there are people who want to see that. There are people who come on Twitch to watch that.
I think that if they greenlit workout streams and banned hot tub streams, you'd have less people. Less people. I don't think the hot tub streamers are the ones who are looking forward to like getting up and doing a ton of jumping jacks. I don't think they really want to work for their money necessarily.
Do
I
you?
mean, I do have to say, like, I absolutely I love women. Women are perfect. If you have the confidence to sit in a hot tub on a floating banana, and just be like, "I'm hot. You want to pay me?" Then go for it.
Oh, for sure. I'm not
Go
saying
for it.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's a difference between sitting and doing a lot of exercise. It's a lot of work.
Do
No?
you think
Yeah,
these
Treading
streams?
water is hard work.
But they're on a floaty. We mentioned a floaty. They get a
Do you think
floaty.
these streams though brought in new audiences, or do you think that it's already
audience-
existing Twitch viewers that are like, oh, bikinis?
It's
as
bringing in a new audience, but it's the wrong
Right.
kind of audience because there
I
are
feel like-
platforms that they could put that on where they already have that audience. They'd probably be even more successful on.
I feel like regarding at least people that I've had come on my streams, there will always be men who sexualize women no matter what they do. Like I
Yeah.
don't show anything. I don't show skin. I don't show anything. I still get people coming into my streams telling me how they want to hump me or they want to do this or that. And I'm like, okay.
Who's ever said that
moving
to me
on.
before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
all those slide into those DMs too. You get a lot of
Oh,
those,
boy.
a lot of thirsty
Ooh.
people in the DMs.
Mhm.
I can only imagine. We have no concept. It's one of those things where it's a type of thing where when we'll talk about something that happens every day to them, and to me, I have no reference of it because it's just not my world. So like, what is this weekly? Is this daily?
Weekly, daily, depends on
It
a little bit
depends.
of the times when you're streaming, to be honest. Like,
So why do you
and
need
it's
the hot
just-
tub then?
because, like, with the hot tubs, you're putting, like, with a hot
yeah.
tub stream,
You're putting
you're
yourself
giving-
out
you're
there.
giving a you're consenting to this kind of stuff a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
consenting to it a little bit because you're like, okay, this is what people want. This is what they're coming for. I'm getting paid. This is what I'm doing. That's it. But then there's a lot of it. Like, I'm sure, Terry, that you've also had this experience where you will get unwanted advances from men no matter what you do online.
Oh,
Like,
no.
no matter what it is.
Oh
Mhm.
no. Sorry that you guys have to go through that. Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. But
Yeah.
it's not everyone. It's not absolutely not everyone. There are a
No.
lot of wonderful men. There are a lot of wonderful people on Twitch. There are a lot of people who do know consent. They know limits. They respect you. They're wonderful. They're supportive. But then
Yeah.
there's obviously like, and it's not just men. There are also women who do this. Like, it's everyone. Everyone does it. But obviously, for like me personally, it's more pronounced with male viewers when it happens.
Maybe we can, since everyone does it, maybe we can rebrand Everybody Poops with Everyone Harasses and teach kids at a young age about
Sweet.
the horrors of the internet.
Everyone tier 3 subs.
Everyone, yeah, there you go.
So,
There you go.
you can find me at Suryeol on Twitch.
Yes.
Tier 3 subs. Very
We're
welcome.
already talking about tier 3
That's big for
subs.
you.
Yes. So yeah, so I guess hot tub streams were not a thing for the entirety of Twitch. It's only a newer thing, which brings us to our great next topic, burnt toast. I've been waiting to have burnt toast on the podcast for a very long time, and I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if he was going to come on the podcast completely shirtless in a hot tub full of gravy, or not. And honestly, I'm disappointed.
I do a melted marshmallow.
Oh my God, don't
fluff
make it-
type of situation.
I'm gonna cry.
More than gravy.
So the fun.
Why aren't we seeing this?
Yes.
I'm a
I'm
little
sorry,
disappointed.
it's not Thursday. Hello.
Oh, okay, Thursday.
Schedule
I'll
down
keep it.
below.
Yeah, like check out Burnt Toast.
BurntToastJ.com.
And BurntToastJ.com. So Burnt Toast and I are friends from the before times, a long ago. We kind of, in a way, we grew up together. And would you want to tell a little bit of the story of how you? So how long have you been going as Burnt Toast on Twitch?
On Twitch, I mean, I think I created my account in 2014. Burnt Toast, though, was created maybe in 2010. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
9?
Okay, I'm old. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Basically, Pocket had a radio show. A radio show was like before podcasts. Podcasts weren't a thing. It was an online radio show. It was live. It was through.
It was when like Apple
through the
podcasts
college
were a
he was
thing.
at.
Yeah. It was when like iPod podcasts were a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had a show, and then a friend of mine had the show afterwards. And so I sort of hung out, and I was with my friend on his show. And Pocket was supposed to have a guest or a co-host.
It was probably
and he
DJ
never showed
that
up.
never showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one night, it was the Pocket DJ show, and my co-host DJ I think didn't show up that night. So I was like, oh, you wanna come on?
So I joined, and we were trying to figure out what the hell we're supposed to talk about because it was impromptu. So we started talking about breakfast foods and favorite breakfast foods, and Pocket was talking about his, and I said like I like toast. And so then we started calling each other by our favorite breakfast foods. So I was toast for the rest of the podcast. And then the show that I was supposed to be on was like a rock heavy metal show, and that night we were doing black and death metal. And so I stuck with the toast, and
yeah, that edge.
we were still calling yeah, right. And we were still calling me toast. And he goes, well, it's like black and death metal. It's like black, so it's like burnt. You're like burnt toast. I was like, yeah, I am like burnt toast. So then we went by burnt toast for the rest of the night. And I think a week later I got an Xbox, and I had to come up with a gamer tag. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like gamer tag? Like I'm gonna come up with one now? I was like, okay. Well, it's like burnt toast for the last week. So I was like, all right, burnt toast. And I type it in, and it was like, it's taken. Well, obviously it's taken already. The 360's been out for a year already at that point. I was like, okay, well, like, I mean, I go by TJ, so it ends with a T, so I'll just do a J. And it stuck, and I stuck with it ever since. And I've had that gamer tag username ever since. And Pocket's been like
yeah.
the maker of that.
It's I mean, what baffles me is like, I started December or whatever, and I messaged, Toast had messaged me a while ago being like, yeah, I'm streaming, you should check me out. And I guess that just didn't, I mean, I only really started looking at Twitch in December as a whole. Like, I watched a little bit of Twitch Plays Pokemon, and that was it. And then,
That was a
I
long
never,
while ago.
it was that was it. So my account's from like 7 years ago, but I only started streaming in December. It's the only time I started looking at Twitch itself. And then like a couple months into streaming, like I think I messaged you and was like, "Hey, I'm streaming," and you're like, "Yeah, I know."
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. And I'm like, wait, your name is something that we made up like a decade ago, literally just a
Yeah.
stupid
Wow.
throwaway
Literally a
joke
decade.
from a decade ago.
Yeah.
And to launch a thousand
career.
ships. Yeah.
And now
Launch
that's
a
career in
your
streaming.
identity.
I haven't
You
worked a
are
day since.
Burnt Toast.
Oh my god.
Toasty.
Beautiful.
Toasty.
I know. It's a beautiful origin story.
I'm just
Brings a tear to my eye.
it's just
Just the one though. Just the one eye.
but
Just the one eye. I can't be
Only
bothered
one.
hearing
I
in both.
got, like I'm a dry bitch. I have a lot to offer.
Oh man.
That was your one pass.
That was my one.
Yes, that's
I am.
right. Here on the podcast, you get one curse a night for the PG-13 rating, or the PG-13 rating has to be changed to a NC-17, or I don't know what. Yeah,
Yikes.
anywho, no, it's fine. Whatever happens. This is during the week I host a hot tub stream, so anything goes.
Exactly.
If we're doing origin stories, can we go through the board here and get origin stories on names here?
I assume so. I can go into a little bit of mine, but I guess I should leave that for a little bit. Suryeol, I'm gonna call on you.
Hi, me. Well, Suryeol, I've been using the name for, I don't actually remember, probably like 10 years or something. That was when I used to be a Koreaboo. We don't need to get into that. But I
A
used to be a
what?
huge Koreaboo.
Koreaboo?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a weeaboo but from Korea?
For Korean stuff, yes.
I
used to
didn't
be
know that
huge
was a
Koreaboo.
thing.
Yes, it is, in fact. Well, I used to be like really big on that scene. And before that, like I used to be a weeaboo before that. So I used to go by the name Ureshigata, which means like I was happy in Japanese. And I was just like, I'm edgy, haha. That's my name. And then I wanted to change it. I tried a couple of names and stuff like that, but then I saw that I had this app that was like daily Korean words, and one day there was Suryeol, which means water lily.
Oh, no way.
And I was like, that's such a pretty word. I'm gonna use that.
Delete all accounts.
Like, new accounts, time for Suryeol. And it's just stuck. I really like the name, and I haven't seen anyone else use the name, so I'm just like, haha, I don't need to add any numbers.
SEO, let's go.
It's the original.
It's definitely better than the tattoo of just water on the arm. If you remember that one.
I'll get on water.
Yeah, water.
Don't worry.
Yeah, you just put it underneath
I
it.
should just go for mul, which is water in Korean.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
CoolcatTerri, would you like to?
Mine's not very interesting, but my name goes back over 20 years when I was like 12 or 13, and I was finally of age to make an email for the first time. And I went on Yahoo, and I was like, I need an email. I have no clue what to make for my email. So Yahoo had like a generator for emails. So you just put in things that you like, and it just randomizes different things. And I was like, okay, well, this is my name. These are things I like. And it put CoolcatTerri together, and I was like, sold.
There you go.
I'll just do that. I was like, it works.
Easy.
It works. I was like, yes, I now have an email. I am edgy.
Yeah.
You know?
I am at the top of my game.
I was like, yes. You know?
I have
So,
a Yahoo email.
Yahoo email. Like, I'm the ripe age of like 12 or 13. Like, I'm living on the top of my game. You know?
My dial-up out here screaming in agony. We're good to go.
It's my cheer squad.
So now 15 years later, 20 years later from making a Yahoo email, do you sort of worry? Because like for me, like the burnt toast entity is very different than what I've had up until then, which was all my personal stuff. You sort of worry about because you've had it forever, like that all your whole online identity is the same username forever. You sort of worry about history and old posts and I don't know.
No, because like I don't have anything that's like personal is on like is on
It's on a different one.
account.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You're like,
yeah,
I'm
so no,
making a
that doesn't
pseudonym
happen.
like way back when.
No, so
Anonymous
like no.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, I've had to come clean like immediately. Like, don't ask about it, but this is the thing. If you find something, probably me.
If you find
Let's not
something.
talk about
It was one time. I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
experimenting, Mom. It was just face.
Mom!
So yeah,
Mom, leave me
Oh!
away.
I've just
Happy
kept
Mother's
it
Day.
I was holding it for a
Anderson.
friend.
The only
It
difference
was
is
one
when
Sonic
I
and
started.
Shadow Finger.
One second, I think
The only-
Coolcat. Yeah, go on.
The only difference is when I started, it was CoolcatTerri. So like everything
Oh,
had.
now,
It's like
I mean,
I wanted a
like,
space, I wanted a space. I had to put
I
underscore.
want
in.
space, Mom!
I want to
give me
space.
some room. Gosh, we're
Oh!
So it's just so then I just last year I finally got rid of the underscore. I was like, you know what, it's really hard making merch. It looks dumb when you're trying to make merch and you have an underscore. It just looks stupid. So I was like, you know what,
Just put your
get rid of the
face in
underscore.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of the underscore.
Yeah.
doing it live.
Doing it live. Pull Puff Daddy and just become P. Diddy. Just it's a name change. It's a rebranding.
Or Snoop Lion instead of being
Snoop
Oh, Snoop
Dogg.
Lion was
How
great.
long
That was
did that
fun.
last? Was that like a week?
I
2
don't
weeks?
know. I don't know.
It's still the most legendary name there is. Like, I'm
Snoop.
sorry, Snoop Lion lives on forever.
I believe it was Snoop Leon.
No, I'm
Leona.
sorry.
Snoop Leona.
Yes. Oh,
There's
man.
the umlau at the end of on the space after the N.
Oh, we're also brought up that don't forget about IHOB.
What was that?
IHOB, the
What was
IHOB
that?
burgers.
What was that?
It was IHOB. They
fun.
rebranded.
No.
Yeah, they're IHOB.
Yeah,
God.
and they were making hamburgers. And it was the International House of Burger, and they were IHOB.
Oh, IHOB.
There was like a branch. They went out of business because there was a Denny's next door. They're like, we already do
I would
this.
have gone to IHOB.
We've been doing this.
I would have gone.
Yeah, I
You
don't
go
know.
just to get the napkin to sell on eBay 10 years later.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
reminds me
just
of.
like, can I have like a stack of those IHOB napkins?
It reminds me of.
Or did you come to eat?
Yeah.
No. I just want a stack.
Want the napkins.
It reminds me of the dumb Starbucks, the Nathan for You thing. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. He was like, yeah, in the U.S. you won't get sued because of dang it, why am I blanking on the word? But the law where you making fun of it.
Fair use? Parody?
Essentially fair use, parody law. Because of parody law, you won't get sued. So I'm suggesting to your business, your coffee shop, that you rebrand as Dumb Starbucks. And so he actually did that. Yeah, it was brilliant. I've been watching, I guess, the entire seasons of Nathan for You, and it's life changing. Not a big aside. I don't want to dwell on it, but definitely watch more Nathan for You. It is definitely out there.
I don't want to brag, but my IQ's gone up like 8 or 10 points since watching Nathan for You. I mean, it's like a
I'm
solid
almost
23,
normal now.
maybe 24. I
It's-
don't want to brag.
It's going up to like 8 or 10 points watching Nathan for You. It's gone up a lot. It's gone up.
But you know what also brings up your IQ?
Rick and Morty.
No,
Oh my
watching
God.
our streams. I'm sorry. We're like
Oh?
high IQ streams.
Oh.
Like,
What I miss?
Oh.
What happened,
There's
Suryeol?
don't say
high
that.
IQ streams?
Yeah. I'm at least a very high IQ.
Go on.
Play block
Tell me
game.
more.
Oh yeah, you can write it in. It's a Twitch tag. It's a high IQ. You brand your stream as high IQ.
Yeah, but that's what I branded. That's the only tag I use.
That's
So-
not a thing, is it?
So you guys,
I'm like going into the stream manager right now. That's the thing. It's like, oh my god, like, I believe it.
I believe
I
it.
believe it.
That is the low IQ test.
Yes, I have
The high
people from my community telling me that is yes, high IQ streams. Thank you, Carl. Thank you.
That's amazing. So
Carl's a liar.
you guys asked about my origin story, and to protect my friends and family, I had to change my name from my legal name, so I could fight crime in the middle of the night. The thing is about my story is that everyone always asks for a story behind the name Pocket, and there's no good story, so I end up boring the crap out of a lot of people. But similar to
you've been Pocket
for like
since
a year,
before Burnt Toast.
like a year or two before. Yeah, it's been
You
a good...
weren't Pocket in high school.
I wasn't Pocket in high
I
school.
know your name.
Yes. Yes, Tyler Durden. But
I just imagine you eating like a hot Pocket one day, like, oh, Pocket. Yeah,
oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is something to brand my life on.
In Pocket.
Yeah.
Like putting your hand in your trouser. Oh,
Oh,
so that's a pocket.
I like this.
Yeah, like I put my whole hand in it. Wow.
I like the way this it's
And then we were edgy and
It
put
worked out.
numbers in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, got that whole hacksaw vibe in there with the numbers. I mean, honestly, it comes down to like my brother's friends trying to mess with me and being like, "Hey, you come over here for a minute," because I went to a summer program for my college. Get over here. We want to mess with you.
Please don't tell me it's that.
What?
Oh, so that's how they
Is it
started.
you dropped your pocket?
No, I didn't drop. What is dropping your pocket? That sounds.
That was like the thing. It was like someone walked down the aisle, like, "Oh, you dropped your pocket," and they
Oh,
go
no.
look and be like, "Ha! Got him."
I bet he did that to
What
me.
schools have you been to?
I bet he did that to me back in the day.
No.
You would do that. You would do that type of thing.
No. Me? I was such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I was the nicest kid in the school. I literally didn't even speak.
I'm not even gonna tell a story or two, but we have them. So I went to. Well, I'll tell you after. I went to the summer program, and my brothers have ridiculous nicknames, and their friends wanted to. They're like, "Oh, well, it's his little brother. Let's make fun of him. Let's do something with him." So I was like ridiculously, I guess, skinny at the time, and I'm the smallest of my brothers. I guess proportionally, why not? And so they were like, let's call him Bite Size or Snack whatever. And so they ended up with Pocket, and then they introduced me to everyone with the nickname Pocket.
Is that really it?
I mean,
Is this the real story?
there's a lot of different stories, honestly. I
Clip
just
it?
choose a different one. No clipping. People don't need to know.
We can
That's
start
the
a
real-
story
I believe
for
that's
you
the
so that
real
you have a
one.
That's
cool
not the
origin
story.
I've heard like 8 different versions, but
Yeah.
that sounds legit.
So they introduced me to the entire summer program as Pocket. And so, around the 2 months or something that we were together, I was known at the summer program as Pocket, and then I went back home and I told everyone about it, and they said that was dumb as heck.
Nice.
Yeah, guys, you can call me Pocket from now on. They're like, no, we're not doing that. That sounds really, really dumb. Like, no.
Don't do that. No, you got it to stick. I don't know.
I got
how
to
you
stick in
did it.
college. That was
You
the
got
whole
it to
thing.
stick.
Yeah, and so there are various stories.
I think there are more. I think more people know you as Pocket than by your actual.
Oh no,
name.
definitely more people. They're like, what, you have a real name? And
Like,
yeah.
it's Pocket.
So
idiot.
your mom didn't
Hello?
say, my first son, Pocket.
Oh yeah, my parents have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, Papa Pocket, Mama Pocket. They'll have some fun with it at times, and only when they're joking they'll actually call me as Pocket. But yeah, I have some friends at home who will snicker and say Pocket when they like no, we're not calling you that. I don't know where you went that was socially acceptable, but.
You're like, even my community doesn't call me Suryeol. They're all just decided that they're on first name basis with me. Like, in case you have missed out on the chat, all of them are calling me Linda.
And Quasar's your
Every
first
single
name?
one.
Linda.
Oh, okay. Yes, right. Linda.
I
My
was
two
like,
sons, Zenith and Quasar. Um, alas,
Mazel tov.
Mazel Tov.
I didn't know you had babies.
So I love how I was talking about Nathan for you, and someone in the chat was like talking to one of the rabbis who's on the show today. Anywho, we digress. We have more things to talk about. Like, I've been trying to catch up with Burnt Toast for forever. We still haven't found time. So I'm going to act like we're friends and talk about some of the things that we were going to catch up with on the show. Because you got
All
this.
right, so everyone, you guys can just go ahead and go now. It's you. Thanks for being on the show. We'll see you next time.
No, there was something very interesting. That... thanks a lot. I thought we were. So, Burnt Toast, tell us about this IGN thing. It's very interesting to me.
IGN. So, as many of you
International
know, or some of you know,
Gamers, Maurice.
yes, I know what it stands for. I want you to use your Google skills and find out what
Okay,
IGN stands
hold on.
for. But they
IGN.
are a gaming media network.
Is it pronounced
News,
Igen?
videos, reviews. It's pronounced Igen. But you know, for international sake, they just sort of do the letters to make it simple. You know, just in case people don't have vowels wherever they come from. And basically, yeah, I stream for the Israel branch of it. They've got their own website, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. And I checked out their Twitch channel, and it seemed sort of dormant. It was offline for about 5 or 6 years.
Many sads.
I just sort of many sads, such sads in chat. And I sent them an email and said, hey, I stream, and if you guys sort of want to work together, let me know. And that was about it. And a few weeks later, I got an email back. They said, give us your phone number. And I had a phone call with them. We really hit it off. Then we had a couple of interviews and Zoom phone calls. And yeah, we did a couple of test runs. Yeah, it was really just an absolute shot in the dark. There's that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But I went for it, and it's been working out. We've done some YouTube videos together. We're working on a couple of things. We just recently partnered up with Pizza Hut here, and there's this big IGN Pizza Hut deals
Noid?
that you can get if you're in Israel.
Are we-
pizzahut.co.il/IGN. Check it out.
Are you going to get? Are you going to do a interview with a live stream with the Noid playing Among Us soon, or should I just cancel my follow?
Absolutely.
Just
Yeah, no, we're definitely doing Among Us. That's still super in the meta. We're doing Among Us hot tub streams where
Can we join with
basically
Pocket? We're very good at that.
Yes. But I just want
Definitely.
I want a Noid hot tub stream from Pizza Hut. That's all I ask. That's all I
we're gonna
ask.
have pizzas
Can we all
floating in the
get
hot tub.
Yes.
No sauce.
No sus.
No sauce, just tomato sauce. Yeah, that's like the story of how that happened.
That's really
and
cool.
I've been streaming for them a couple of times a week now, and it's been great fun and awesome people there. I'm just starting a new job. I found out that two of the writers for IGN here are working at the same company, so
Ooh.
we're gonna be meeting up. So it's like this really small world, and a lot of things have been like
They also work for Pizza Hut.
interlinking. They also work for Pizza Hut. Yeah,
So
they're
when
the
do
there's
you
the
do
cheese
deliveries
grater.
for Pizza Hut?
I do deliveries on Sundays and Fridays.
So
When
are
I'm
you
and
not
Oh,
because I
doing
don't stream on
anything
those
right
days.
now, or what's going on?
The
You're
Noid is
gonna get, like,
Domino's.
more
I
cheese
mean, it's
pizza?
already Monday. It's
Oh, okay.
12:30.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry. I was just like, yeah, like my
just
pizza
missed
has
it.
not
You
arrived.
just missed it. I'm so sorry.
I would like to apologize to Pizza Hut for the Noid is from Domino's. This has been a failure. This has been a failure.
I wasn't gonna go there. I didn't want to correct you, but okay.
Fair enough.
Not the professional from Pizza Hut.
Yikes.
Yikes. That's
Super
awesome.
awkward.
That's super cool.
The Noid.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
what does Pizza Hut have? The Pizza Hut flea or something? I don't know. Anywho,
I don't think they have a character. It was just like the Pizza Hut. It was
It's
the
the hut
shape of the
itself.
building was their thing.
it's
I
a
don't even
thing.
think they do that anymore.
It's architecture. They're very Avant-garde
There's
architecture
like
was
there's
their
two
thing.
types of buildings you notice when you drive by. You're like, that used to be a Pizza Hut and that used to be a Blockbuster.
Oh no.
That's it.
Oh boy.
Those are their specialties.
Uh, yes.
The Noid.
The Noid. So,
Jeez.
as much as I want to talk about the Noid for the rest of the time we have here,
You're showing your age with the Noid.
it's last week they added it to Crash Bandicoot or something, or they announced they're adding it to Crash Bandicoot.
1986.
That's not last week at all.
No.
I would love to talk a little bit about video games. I wanted to make sure I touched on a couple things that each of us play, so I made sure I talked about whatever Burnt Toast played. And now I want to talk about a little bit about either Minecraft or some of the Ubisoft games that I haven't been able to play yet. I keep thinking Horizon Zero Dawn, but the game that looks like it's Breath of the Wild, but definitely isn't Breath of the Wild. That's by Ubisoft. Terry knows
Immortals Phoenix.
Immortals Phoenix Rising. Immortals Phoenix Rising. So, I mean, this is a game that it came out. I played a little bit of the demo, I think, on Google Stadia. That's google.com/Stadia for the one person who's going to do it. I have the controller here. It's still going. I'm telling you.
I thought that was like the Ouya.
They have like 2 free games that I play, and I paid a whole $1 for their pro tier. Yeah.
Man,
I mean, it was
you're out here balling.
I don't want to brag about it or anything, but they gave
all that hot tub money, eh?
yes.
Makes sense. The hot tub money.
Okay, you know what? I objectified myself for one stream, and it.
And
now you guys
I got Google Stadia, guys.
You can pay that $1.
I guess I should look on the bright side. Yeah. So, Horizon Zero. Gosh, I did it again. Immortals Phoenix Rising. I don't know why I grouped those in my head together. It seemed like it has a lot of things that I can't detach from Breath of the Wild, but it seems to do its own thing with it. It seems to also have some deep RPG gameplay as well. I mean, what was your kind of experience with it?
I really, really enjoyed the game. It takes a lot of different elements. Now, this is one of the things, because I'm, old school gamer. It kind of irks me when people like to compare everything to the new games and think that they did it first when they didn't. So, like Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild didn't do these things first.
Which mechanics? Fair enough. Which mechanics?
Okay, like the mechanic when you have to climb things and you have to have like stamina to climb. Breath of the Wild didn't create that.
That was fairly Assassin's Creed, probably, right? Was the
Nope.
Who had that?
Stamina in Assassin's Creed.
Dig Dug.
Final Fantasy VII, I think, did it first. Only theirs was a temperature gauge. You had to climb a mountain, and then when you got too cold, you had to stop by a fire to warm up. It was the same concept.
Oh, fair enough.
Later on, when it actually became stamina, I believe it was Shadow of the Colossus that did it.
Oh.
Did it first. So yeah, Breath of the Wild took that, and they didn't create that. So it's like.
I mean, it does echo Breath of the Wild with, the vast open world with the climbing it's the same concoction in that. Yeah, the art style.
The art style, I could say that they got inspired by Breath of the Wild by the art style, but when it comes to the game mechanics, Breath of the Wild may have some, but they didn't have it.
Sure,
first, so it's not Breath of the
but
Wild.
they're still like they're still using the similar formula. Am I wrong?
It doesn't play like Breath of the Wild,
right? And I know it has.
I have friends who played Breath of the Wild and played Phoenix Rising, and they all say that Phoenix Rising was better.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and then you're gonna get your really, really hardcore Zelda fans that are just gonna be biased because they're hardcore Zelda fans, and they're not gonna, give the other game a time of day because Zelda, Breath of the Wild is gonna be #1, So you're gonna have that too. I mean, it's gonna come down to what you like, but
yeah, it has its flaws. Yeah, I'm like,
I didn't really see too many flaws in it, honestly. The only flaw for me is they didn't have enough variety in puzzles because I'm somebody who loves puzzles.
yeah,
Pretty much the puzzles were kind of like the same thing going through. They got harder, but they were like the same thing going through. You know, there wasn't a good enough variety.
yeah,
Like,
and
oh, we're gonna move this ball over here, and we're gonna move this ball over here. Okay, now we're gonna put a block over a laser. You just do that on mass repeat.
Yeah.
You know, so
and
so
that's this.
that's probably the only thing
It's a
that kind
little
of bothers
similar
me is the puzzle.
with Breath of the Wild as well. Though they yeah, I can totally hear that. I mean, Burnt Toast and Suryeol, did you get a chance to play either of those?
Nope.
Nope.
Good. I've been trying to make sure that you haven't.
I feel like I contributed to this conversation enough.
Very interesting
Carry on.
opinions.
I have never finished a Zelda game even. I started Breath of the Wild,
What is Zelda?
and yeah, exactly. What is a Zelda? I started Breath of the Wild, but the puzzles seem very, I don't want to say basic, but repetitive. Like you've seen them in a million other games before. It is that sort of move the ball, block the laser kind of thing. And it's like, all right, well, if there's nothing super, super unique in it, it's unique for a Zelda because it's an open world and it's all like
Sure.
that was unique and new. So if you're a super Zelda fan, I can understand the attraction to it. For me, who I wasn't, like, all right, well, you got open world, so I can find that in The Witcher, and I got puzzle games, so you can find that in a million other things.
The
It just sort of
Witness.
didn't click.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I really liked Breath of the Wild, but near the end it did get a little repetitive. That's like many hours in for me. Having said that, I went back and I was playing with my roommate, Wind Waker, and we would joke that like, oh, we went to a room. Oh, is it a fire puzzle? Oh, it's a fire puzzle. Cool. Like every room would have a different fire puzzle, and by different I mean you take the stick and you light it on fire and you bring it somewhere different. And it wasn't.
You set that on fire.
and he set that on fire. So when I, kind of compare the two, I can't really get mad at Breath of the Wild. But now I'm more excited for I'm like
Breath of the Wild
rising.
2.
No, I'm like rising.
Immortal
Why can't I?
Phoenix Rising.
Immortal-
Rising
Yeah,
Phoenix Breath.
I was gonna say Phoenix Rising, and I'm like, that's not
Really
the
good.
entire. Yeah, I mean the demo was great.
A big thing that turns people on to Immortals Phoenix Rising is the Greek mythology. And people that just really like that stuff can kind of really get into it. And that game has a lot of comedy. You get the two big characters. They narrate the whole time, and even when you're playing, they'll just have bickering banter back and forth
Yeah.
while you're playing. So it's good comedy and it's fun. So that kind of changes up because you're not used to really having that. You play for hours and hours with your character, and there's like nothing going on. Really outside
Yeah.
of whatever you happen to be doing. So to have two characters just bickering in the background is kind of fun.
Yeah,
So
that was in the
it's a
demo
new
too.
thing.
It's like it has an epic story, but there is this
yes,
levity in it. So that is quite
yeah,
fun.
they're telling the story, and you're the character that's in the story. So you're
Yes,
playing
yes,
the
yes, yes.
story as they're telling it. So it's just like if you and I were telling a story, and then we would just start bickering in between as we're telling a story. Like that didn't really happen. Of course it happened, and then
Yeah.
that kind of stuff happens. And it's just I love that they did that. It makes the game better, in my opinion.
Heck yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And especially, I was playing Bioshock recently, and it was good. Okay, no more hate mail. And one of the things they did well, and it was having all those audio tapes. I thought those were going to be really stupid, but they play while you're doing the rest of the game, so you don't have to focus on them. You can continue going about, and the audio will play in the background as you're murdering innocent people. So I assume this is the same type of thing with Greek mythology, where you have the bickering in the background while you're playing. Am I wrong?
It's I don't know. It's
a little different. Okay.
It's different.
Pocket's voice is music. I don't know about that one, but so a couple other Ubisoft games, just because I'm curious of your guys' opinion on them. Ubisoft is known, of course, for one thing and one thing only: Raving Rabbids and Just Dance. No, I don't know. Just Dance is huge.
Bug-free AAA
Just
title.
Dance, I have opinions on Just Dance. Never played it, but I have opinions.
I bought a couple of those because they do so well. They sell so well, but I'm like, I can't. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it's just me. I can't
So does
play them.
FIFA. It doesn't mean
They're
it's.
fun. They're fun. It's just, yeah, no, I don't like the aesthetics of Just Dance, like the kooky costumes and stuff. I think it's a little too much. I don't really like
Yeah.
the costumes and stuff.
The only true dancing game is Dance Dance
Dance
Revolution.
Revolution.
It's Parappa the
Exactly.
Rappa.
I was gonna say, so like the dancing games, I can understand when it had the gamepad, when it had the
Yeah.
floor pad.
But now
But
that you
like
have
now it's
one
like
stick
hold the
that just
Wiimote and all it's tracking is if your arm moved up and down or left and right. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like when you figured out that the Wii wasn't really, you would play tennis, you didn't really have to get that whole swing. You just sort of just go like,
Yeah.
I feel like and for Just Dance, it's probably the same thing. Just sort of move your phone or whatever it's tracking now.
Or
It
when you
uses a
figured out.
camera,
Yeah.
so it tracks your whole body.
Well, it
So if
depends
your feet,
what,
if your feet aren't going in the right place, it's
but on what console? I'm saying on Switch, there's no
everything.
camera.
There's a lot
There's no
of different.
camera
It's
on
on a
They
Switch,
lot
do
of
it-
different
on Switch,
consoles. Yeah.
If you play it, you can play it on PC. They have it on PC. They have a mobile version.
and you have
so
a
Yeah.
and you have a webcam on the whole time.
they do it through like the mobile version is going to be more like the Wii, where it's just your phone and
Right.
it's tracking motion. But if you're playing it through like Xbox
Yeah, the
or even
Kinect.
PlayStation, because PlayStation has a camera too.
So if you
it
don't
goes through
have
the
a camera, you can't play it.
You won't be able to play it now.
Wow,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want the camera on the whole time. Like I
You're
want to.
watching
I'm dancing
yourself.
for me.
They're
like,
not-
I don't need to see myself fail, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was playing the Wii one, and that's the one that I didn't quite. I remember playing it at a friend's house, and I thought it was hilarious, right? But that was because I was playing with friends. That was me
You're
playing.
watching someone dance.
Exactly, exactly. That was hilarious. But me playing alone, like, it just didn't do it. And I think it was because it's similar to, like you said, when you realize you can't, you have to use, you don't have to use the Wiimote as a paddle. It's similar to that. It's like the realization of realizing that you have to use the Wiimote as some sort of concrete mixer for Sonic in the Sonic Wii games because it doesn't register things correctly. I don't know. The Just Dance game specifically for Wii were hard to control. So I'm glad that it's different now, you know? That's
A lot of
basically
the
all I have to
motion
say.
games for Wii was hard to control.
It was, yeah. It was hard to control. What about Prince of Persia? Tell me you played that, Burnt Toast. Or Suryeol.
The original, like the DOS version, yeah.
It's not DOS, it's
The side scroller.
Yeah. Not the
That I
not the
played.
PlayStation one. The PlayStation one's great. The 3D one
And
is
maybe
fantastic.
it was a PlayStation 1.
It's
Oh
iconic.
no, like 1996.
No. It's the PlayStation one. Not like this is a naming convention thing. I think it's PS2 for
Okay, no, I played the MS-DOS version. I think that's the only one I've ever played.
right. So they might have upgraded it a little bit since then.
Maybe.
A little, just
Oh, there's a little.
tiny
Would you
bit.
rather play the
They
MS
add some
DOS
Well.
extra
version?
pixels.
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so ridiculous.
Barely noticeable.
barely inconvenience. Suryeol, have you played it?
No.
No. Good. I didn't want anyone to play it. That's what's
Good
important.
answer. Good answer.
What about
Thank you. I practiced.
what about Watch Dogs or Rayman? To the crossover of the century.
Rain Man.
Not Rain Man. Or
Rayman.
yes, Rayman. Like everybody loves,
Rayman.
but no limbs.
Well, the no.
I played like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and like Final Fantasy games and stuff like that. Pokemon.
yeah.
That's
Sorry,
what
you
I
talk?
played
Yeah.
growing up. And
Um,
then Dance Dance Revolution, obviously, and Sing Stars, in case nobody remembers that. Let me unlock a
Ooh.
memory for you. You and your family had a microphone attached to your PS2, and you sang horribly.
so
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
yes. So
Is there a new
yeah.
Rayman coming out that we're talking about it? Is there
Yeah,
a
there's just come out.
direction
No,
you're going
it's
there?
just like I would think that would be their oldest. I figured that would
That'd
be their
be
mascot.
amazing.
Like this, their most well-known,
is.
iconic character.
Rayman is. Yeah.
Rayman
Yeah,
is.
Rayman is Ubisoft's mascot. Kind of
Yeah.
like Sonic, Sega.
I can
you know,
hear the
Mario.
song in my head right now, like the main world.
It is. They haven't had one in a while. I think the last one they had was
Well, they had Legends.
over 5 years ago, I think. So
Yeah.
so they haven't
The
had
last
one
thing
in
I
a
think
while.
is they added him into Brawlhalla. That was like
Right.
the newest update of him.
Probably that or the
But
mobile
I
game,
I would love to see a new one. Rayman 2 was the first
The Great Escape or something.
PC game that I needed to get a graphics card for because my PC couldn't run it. It needed like D3D engine,
Oh boy,
and
don't
I
burn
had
your
to go
PC.
buy a graphics card for it so I could play Rayman 2 because it was in 3D.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the things trying. I remember trying to push my PC to the max, playing Harvest Moon for the N64 on it, trying to like get them pixels working. It didn't work for each one. I can tell you that much. It worked for some, not all. Rayman Isnib in the comments saying Rayman Legends is one of the best platformers ever, in my opinion. I played a bit of that. That was fantastic, but
There's some really good music levels in there too.
yes,
My introduction to Black Betty was from that game.
really that's
Yeah, I had never heard
Aw.
it before.
yeah that
Such an iconic song.
I know. I
Yeah.
don't know how I never heard it. I love music. I never heard it before. And then I was like, this is a great song. I look it up. I was like, this was a great cover. This was a great original. There's a million great covers.
yeah. I mean,
It
that
was
I think
so good.
I think the game is known for that level, like that specific level. It's
the best one.
fantastic.
It is.
Yeah, Suryeol, I've got a question for you because you mentioned you played the Pokemon at one point or another.
Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
the
I
magical
choose you,
world of
Pokemon. Pokemon.
the magical world
Dun,
of
dun, dun.
Pokemon. So have you got a chance to take a look at all at Pokemon Snap?
No, I haven't seen a lot of it because I don't have the Switch
Oh,
and I don't want to hurt myself
I
because
it's
my soul weeps.
why?
I don't have because I don't have the Switch.
Oh yeah, you did
And
mention that.
I
Yeah.
just want to play Pokemon. I just want to collect all the Pokemon.
Can I ask about Pokemon Snap?
Yes.
I played the original on the 64, and I was like, wow, this is incredibly slow and nothing's happening. But
As
everyone
Pokemon in
seems
general.
yes, I agree. I didn't want to say that out loud, but yes. But everyone,
Leave your
I
hate
mean,
comments
like
below.
Nintendo Switch subreddits, like all the Nintendo hype
It's a lot of
world
fun.
people
Yeah, it's
are so excited about it. I'm like,
yeah.
but why?
So the original Pokemon Snap did have its flaws, notably that I could beat it in a day, and I did on stream. But yeah, there you go, cancel BurntToast. But the new Pokemon Snap, well, okay, let's go into the merits. It was a Safari game. It's like a first-person shooter where everything is happy. I don't know.
Nothing dies.
Nothing dies, and where you can interact with the world, and interesting things will happen. Now, mind you, you're not going to care about those things if you don't like Pokemon. But if you like Pokemon and you like throw, was it apples? Yeah, you know they're apple-like fruits. By the way, they're not actually apples. I don't know why they need to make that distinction, but
If they're not, you don't have apples in Pokemon.
No,
you have
no,
specific.
no,
You have specific berries. It's actually a berry that you're throwing.
You don't,
Yeah,
So
Pocket.
Get your facts.
Jeez.
you don't want Mr. Pokemon coming over here and
Pokemon.
cutting the stream so
Please,
short.
Mr.
because-
Pokemon.
Yeah, please. I was gonna
Have
say
a
Shigesato
family.
Itoi. Is it Itoi? The creator of Pokemon coming over here. But anyway, it's this lush, thriving world where if you throw those apples, your Slowpoke will walk over and then dip his tail into the water and then evolve into a Slowbro by having a shoulder clutch. Now, if you know Pokemon, you know those are words that mean something in the game. If you don't, you're probably very
I
confused.
get it. I mean, I only know that there's 152 Pokemon. Whatever came out after that is like knockoff. But
so you're including what is the 152? Because 151 is something. 152
is 151. There you go, 151. Yeah. The other ones are knockoffs. Mewtwo is the end of the line.
Yeah,
no, but like I would love to.
Chikorita is the end of the line. You allow one
Chikorita is the end
Pokemon
of the line.
from the second gen. Only one
You
Pokemon.
decided
The rest
to
of
go
you.
for the third starter.
There's
Oh,
Pikachu and there's the other guy, and that's it.
Pikachu, there's Mewtwo, and I don't know,
And there's the
Chikorita.
Ninja Turtle guy with the water.
Yes.
Anyway,
Anyway.
no, but like I would love to get like
I'm
the
feeling
energy
so
that people.
attacked.
I would love to get the energy that people get out of it. It was like I threw a berry and like the
Yeah.
Clefairy came out and was like beep a doop, and then
You can get
But,
Pikachu
like-
to ride Articuno, the like mythic frost dragon bird
She's a
Pokemon.
bird.
Yeah, but it, you know, it's a giant bird. And so
And-
you can get him to ride that out, and it's majestic. And you're like,
I think
Yeah.
the
I
best
don't
part
understand this.
is that you can see the Pokemons just kind of roll over and do a stretch, do a hecking stretch, and I'm like, ha ha ha, yes. It's basically like
Snorlax does
watching
that all
cat
the
videos
time.
online, except that it's Pokemons. Like that's
See,
the
now we're starting to explain it
exactly is
properly.
cat
It's like
videos, but
cat
make it
videos.
Pokemon.
Honestly, the
They
best-
stretch.
The,
And they're
the best.
fluffy. They might
Yeah.
kill you, but you know it adds to the thrill.
The best parts of Pokemon Snap are seeing the weird things that happen. Like you'll you'll like hit one of the Pokemon and it'll explode accidentally. You'll be like, "Oh God, I'm sorry," or you'll watch wildlife and like one of them just
I thought you
murders
said
the other
nothing
one.
dies.
Are you
in it.
telling me? Please tell
What?
me that we're talking about Voltorb.
Yeah, oh well, Electrode actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway. I was like, which other Pokemons do explode? Because I'm like
a lot
imagining.
of them.
I'm imagining like a Growlithe just like
Floating
Yeah.
Pokemon?
you hit an Eevee and it just explodes. That's it's just a puff of
do evolution.
fur everywhere. Yeah.
Explosion.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah.
Yikes!
So
See, now that I'd watch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you watch it and then like I think if you
It's
have it
just
explode,
keep
the other
exploding
Pokemon,
EVs.
yeah, the other Pokemon will react to it by like falling to their deaths or something. Like,
Getting down.
yeah,
And
it's,
next scene, you're going through a psychologist's office, and they're all
yeah.
just like in the fetal position, rocking.
No,
I
that you
saw
will become
nothing.
their new god because they're like that man. He
Made
just
an
exploded
Eevee
that
explode.
like,
Oh hell!
I think this is. I
Give
think our
us
friend BCV
apples.
had the same reaction I
Please
did.
Don't explode us, merciful
There's-
God.
There's like I think it's called Morlul. It's a mushroom Pokemon, and in one of the levels in the new one, you can like, of course, you can throw the Pokeball at it. So there's three of them, and they're like walking. They're very cute, and they're walking in line, and you throw an apple at it, and one just falls to its death, and you're like, wait, what? I'm sorry. Oh no! Oh God! But Pokemon don't die except for Magikarp in the mobile game. That actually Magikarp does die in the mobile game. Aside from that, they mostly just faint. They don't die. This is a great topic.
Incredibly dark.
No, they don't actually die, except for in that mobile
Sure,
game.
yeah. It's neither do Batman's victims. They're all just napping. Okay.
Actually, canonically speaking, Pokemons do die of old age. There
Oh.
are Pokemon cemeteries.
Yes.
Canonically speaking,
But you don't murder
Lavender
Pokemon in these
Town.
battles. You don't murder Pokemon in the battles. That's not where they die. They die happy in a farm upstate, somewhere. That's
Mhm.
I had a fish
Oh,
that went to a
pocket
farm
murder! I'm
upstate
here for the
once.
pocket murder.
ooh. That's fun on stream. Let's do that.
Okay, pocket, get in your hot tub.
Okay.
Burnt toast, you bring your toaster. I assume you have multiple.
We've got a couple more.
Whoa.
We've got a couple more. We've got a couple more minutes
Moncadillas.
here
It's so
for
much fun,
for a couple more dark jokes. So, you know, I do want to, before we move on to having a couple closing thoughts, I wanted to see if the people who aren't huge fans of Pokemon have anything else to say on this. I guess, CoolcatTerri, do you have anything to say on Pokemon as a whole? Because I'm sure it's like all consuming, and
I mean, I'm not a Pokemon fan. I
Yeah.
just never really got into it.
yeah,
I
fair.
collected a couple cards as a kid, not because I like Pokemon, because I just like the art and I like the holographic cards. I thought they looked cool, so I wanted them just because they looked nice. I didn't play the game or anything. honestly, as they keep adding Pokemon, I feel like they've kind of lost their like imagination on it. Like they have so many, they don't know what to do. So now they're like, we're just gonna make a chandelier, and we're gonna,
Keychain.
you know, we're,
They
yeah,
don't
we're
name
gonna
them anymore. This one is
let's
called
let's
Duck.
get some school supplies coming down. You know, like that's like
You
I
joke,
don't know.
but
I
there
feel
is
like
Seal.
they ran out of ideas. They definitely ran out of ideas. There was a kind of like a I don't really like calling it a clone, but I guess like a Pokemon clone called Temtem. I
Yes.
played. I actually thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed that one. I enjoyed that one more than Pokemon. And I mean, I played Pokemon. What was it like? Fire Red, Leaf Green, or whatever it was.
Sure.
Some
It's remakes of the
and
first.
like Silver or whatever it
That's
was.
the
Like
second
I
game,
played
yeah.
a couple of them.
Yeah.
I played a couple of them, and yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really get into them. But then I
Yeah.
played Temtem, and I really liked that one. And
Nice.
that one had co-op, so you could play through the whole
Ooh.
game with a friend and do like co-op battles and stuff. So I like that one more.
Yeah, I was like,
But yeah, no.
yeah, of
What happened
course.
to Digimon?
They still exist.
Digimon was fun.
Is there? Have they continued? Are there a million Digimon like there are Pokemon?
Oh, that's a good question. How
I don't
many
think there's
Digimon
a million
are?
of them, but Digimon.
I mean, there's
still
probably like
going well.
1,000 Pokemon. So like, did they also
Oh
start
my
making like
God.
refrigerator Digimon?
There are 1,400. That is more than the 898, I believe, Pokemon there are. There are more Digimon now than Pokemon.
Wowee.
Yeah, but can you name them all in the rap?
No. Like I like Digimon more than Pokemon, but I still can't name any of the like really
Yeah.
most of the Digimon I can't name.
I just remember as a kid, like Pokemon, the evolutions made sense. It was like you had Pikachu, Raichu, Pichu, like they were all sort of named the same and they looked similar. Like you were like, okay, they were cousins if you didn't know they were just evolutions. But Digimon was like dinosaur, refrigerator, crane. Like they had nothing to do with each other.
And then you had like then they just were like, I don't know. I guess we'll call this like the super fridge, and then we had like the super duper fridge when they started adding like the weird
Exactly.
stuff for them.
When you're talking
And
about
it's just like
Digimon,
like,
right? Because they have to end with Mon. Super
Mon.
Fridge
yeah,
Mon.
Yeah.
Fridgemon.
Fridgemon.
We have
Cinnamon.
and then there's like an angel in between. You have a cat that turns into an angel, and you're like,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Kittens,
okay.
cats die and turn into angels. Okay, I'm following.
We
And,
have-
it's
We
like,
have this flying potato.
and now it's a
also turned-
velociraptor.
I mean,
Okay.
it was a bipedal cat. They were just next step above evolution right there.
There you
and then we
go.
have a flying potato. Turns also into an angel. Like,
Because it already had wings, guys. It's making sense. Now follow me with this one. We're gonna take a keyboard and it's gonna turn into a mouse. Get it? Because you're following with me.
similar, okay?
Wait for
Similar.
it.
Wait for it.
Wait for
man.
it.
Alas,
We call
we
it
could go
mouse
on forever talking about Digimon, and I'm sure we will spend 4 hours after this talking about Digimon. But we have to start wrapping up a little bit. If I guess I'll have people give their conclusive thoughts while they plug their streams or whatever they want to plug. This will be the time to do so. Suryeol, you seem like you would like to start.
Hi, I'm Suryeol. I play a lot of Minecraft. I'm not very good at Minecraft, but I have 4 cats, and
But I have four
I can
cats.
be funny. I laugh a lot, and I you know, come and watch me. Let's have fun. I have a fantastic community.
Can confirm. can confirm.
We have Carl here. Carl, tell them that I'm nice.
Say it.
Like, so this one. Yeah. No, you were supposed to tell me that I'm nice. But yeah, anyway.
Anywho.
If you like block game, and I'm a mature stream, which is, so, I'm making a brothel. I'm making a brothel in block game right now, so welcome.
Does it have a hot tub?
No, I should make a hot tub. I make a hot tub in there. Thank you for the idea.
How else are we
I'm just
going
gonna
to?
go in the basement?
We need to clean ourselves sometimes. Anywho, how do we do it if not on stream?
I have
Cool.
a thin pool. Don't worry.
There we go. CoolcatTerri, would you like to go next?
Yes, you can go ahead and you can check my Twitch out, CoolcatTerri. I play a lot of different things. Like I said before, you'd find probably the widest variety of stuff on my stream compared to anybody else's. Uh, you know, like the kookiest thing I think that I've made fun is crossword puzzles.
Yeah.
We do that. Like people actually ask if I'm gonna do crossword puzzles because it's always hilarious. Because I'll just make fun of like the things that they want us to put words in, and we just laugh and we found a way to make crosswords entertaining. We do that, or I'll play like racing games, and like sabotage is a big theme for my channel. So I'll be playing a racing game, and then everybody will make me play with my controller upside down while blindfolded, wearing a cat head, and I'll be like, "Great, let's do it."
Heck
So it's
yeah.
always something different going on. I either can have very high energy chaotic streams, and then I have very very chill streams. So I'm all over the place.
Heck yeah. I've been to all these guys. They're good times. I'm not paid to do that, just to say this at all. So stop prodding. Burnt Toast.
Yeah, you can check me out at BurntToastJ.com. Feel free to go check out the link. I stream horror and creepy games and stuff. I'm going to be starting the new Resident Evil on Monday, so feel free to go check that out. And yeah, everything else is there. Just go click it.
you doing
There's
okay
stuff,
there?
there's chat, there's all sorts of things. Oh yeah, there's so many spooky and stuff. There's lots of so many things. There's lots of things. Yeah, community and what they said also as well too.
You could
Yeah.
also say that there's stuff.
There's also, it's funny you mentioned that. There is also stuff as well as things.
No
This
way.
is a fact.
An
I
ensemble, if you
don't
will.
want to I don't want to keep all the attention on me for too long, but yes, it's true.
And thus, we're going to, have to start by thanking each and every one of you guys for coming on to stream today. Starting with
Thank you.
our lovely, lovely guests, BurntToastJ, CoolcatTerri, and Suryeol. And we are going to end the audio portion now and move on to just rating someone, because why not? Let's find someone small.
Can we hear a little bit from the cat as well?
There's a cat?
Please? There is a cat.
Oh, there's a cat! Okay,
My cat Oreo.
the interview is
She's
not
very
over.
camera
There's a
shy.
cat.
She knows there's a camera there, so she'll instinctively turn away from the camera.
There's just 10,000 people who want to see a cat. What's the big
On
deal?
the camera.
She looks like my cat Freddy. I
Aw.
love her.
She's like, she's not happy. She's like, don't put me on camera. Stop it.
Perfect.
So let's head over to a friend of the stream. We're gonna head over to Gabby Diggs. Let me just
Gabby.
put in this raid. And in the meantime, oh man, oh it's so kitty. There's a kitty.
Are you trying to communicate with the cat?
No, are you trying to communicate with the cat?
I am
Jeez.
communicating with the cat.
No, you're not. You didn't even
I
meow
am.
once.
You guys are so freaking lovely. Thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been absolutely delightful. We should
Thank
do this
you.
again
Thanks for
sometime.
having us.
Same time
you. I had a
tomorrow.
really
Good.
time.
I'll see if these guys will come on another week. So many weeks in the future that
I'll
you guys won't
gladly
be
do that.
bothered by it. Don't worry. And did the raid?
It's already rated.
It's already
Yep.
rated.
There we
Okay,
go.
cool.
We're
I
gone.
accidentally
Nice
clicked
seeing
it. Yes, nice seeing you. Okay, I'm gonna hit the stop stream button.
Bless you.
Thank you. I don't know why I keep sneezing. Which one of you is thinking of me?